ready with me for no reason while I talk about all of the different jobs I've had. So my first ever job was when I was 17. I worked at Chipotle. And at the time, I actually didn't even like Chipotle. And I didn't even appreciate all the free meals I was getting. I did not like working at Chipotle, but I kind of felt like I couldn't quit because it was my first job. I was like scared to quit. But as soon as I realized that every job is pretty much the same, just a different font, I quit immediately. And after that, I quit a lot of jobs because I realized that I could. After I quit Chipotle, I went to work at Old Navy, and I worked there for 3 days, and then I called them and told them I was never coming back. They did not train me at all, and then they would like yell at me when they literally didn't even train me in the first place. So then I actually went back to Chipotle after that because I just did not want to learn something new. And then I stayed there for a while. I stayed there until I graduated high school. Then a month before I went to college, I worked at Pizzeria Limon. I loved working there though. I loved the food and I loved the people, and they were so chill. At Chipotle, they were actually insane. One time they made me scrub the floors with a freaking magic eraser. I was like, what the actual frick are you guys on? So on my hands and knees, scrubbing the floor with a freaking magic eraser until midnight. After I worked at Pizzeria, I worked at Waffle Love. After Waffle Love, I worked at Hobby Lobby. I absolutely hated it at Hobby Lobby. I would literally bawl my eyes out every time I was on my way to work. I was so depressed working there. So I quit that too. After I left Hobby Lobby, I was a janitor at a rec center, and I saw that they were hiring lifeguards. So I applied to be a lifeguard. I have been a lifeguard for years off and on. I actually loved lifeguarding. Eventually I left lifeguarding and I went to work at a credit union. And then I left the credit union for lifeguarding. And then I left lifeguarding again for a bank. You know what though, I've definitely missed a couple of chapters because I was also a janitor for a university for a second. I also did a trial shift at Roxbury and they offered to hire me, and I decided I didn't want to work there. But they were supposed to pay me for that and they never did. I also cleaned houses for a second too, which I realized pretty quickly that I don't mind cleaning up after myself, but I do mind cleaning up after other people. I also did not feel very safe doing that because sometimes it would just be me and then like the person who lived there and I would be by myself with them. Basically, I really hate working.